Instead of our politics reflecting our values, we've got politics infecting our communities. Instead of looking for ways to work together and get things done in a practical way, we've got folks who are deliberately trying to make folks angry, to demonize people who have different ideas, to get the base all riled up because it provides a short-term tactical advantage.
Mr. Obama knows how to live in luxury that most of the rest of us could hardly imagine. He's moved from the White House into a $5.3 million mansion in a fashionable section of DC. And he has other residences as well, all with Secret Service protection, of course. His love of golf is legendary, and he has frequented the finest courses over the past 8 years several hundred times, all at taxpayers' expense. It's not a bad life, if you get it. In fact, Michelle and the kids have spent millions traveling during this time again, on your nickel. So this whole president thing has been pretty good to the Obamas. The only problem is his presidency was a failure, as it would take a Sherlock Holmes to discover any evidence of successes. He could point to Obamacare, but that's a complete disaster. His foreign policy includes disastrous operations in nations such as Libya and Syria, and a reigniting of the Cold War with Russia. Not very impressive for a recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. So what's next? Apparently Mr. Obama's next project is to try to topple President Trump. Unable to look good on his own merits, it would seem his plan is to make himself look better by destroying his successor before President Trump wipes out what little is left of Mr. Obama's pathetic legacy. Mr. Obama is putting the old team back together as best he can in DC in an attempt to have President Trump impeached and removed from office or to be forced to resign. What a goal. Part of this team involves Valeria Jarrett. The Daily Mail reports that, taking up residence in one of the Obama bedrooms is former White House senior advisor Valeria Jarrett. For a time it was reported that Jarrett was living in a bedroom at the White House, in an area normally kept private for the first family known as the residence. Then we have the New York Times that reported that Jarrett was known in the White House as the Night Stalker because of her access after hours to the Obamas in their private quarters. And what is the team being assembled to do? Former President Barack Obama is reassembling his team to fight President Donald Trump and attack the policies issued from the White House. According to an exclusive report from the Daily Mail, a close Obama friend stated their goal is to oust Trump from the presidency, either by forcing his resignation or through his impeachment. Good luck with that. This bunch obviously has not figured out that President Trump is used to dealing with aggressive opponents. He's done that throughout his career. Clearly his team had planned to continue to have influence in national affairs after Mr. Obama left office. Their problem came in the form of Hillary Clinton's shocking defeat at the hands of Donald Trump. Immediately following Hillary Clinton's historic loss, the staff throughout Obama's 8 years in office began to meet and plot their strategy. Politico reports that they were meeting in living rooms, hotel lobbies and bars in Washington, Chicago and New York. Fox News reports that the old team established a communications network among themselves by using social media platforms. Other plans are less grandiose than removing a president from office. They are going to work on redistricting to try to elect more Democrats, for example. The Washington Post reports that one of the issues the group will support is redistricting efforts to boost Democratic candidates across the country through the National Democratic Redistricting Committee. Politico reported that former Obama supporters are refocusing their efforts at the state and local level, while some are considering a run for office themselves, while leaving others to fight in DC. Some of the suggested battles with the new administration include climate change, deportation and healthcare. They might have a bit more success with those lesser goals, although with Republicans controlling most of the governorships, redistricting efforts are not going to be easy. Perhaps they should just focus their work on trying to find something Mr. Obama can use for a legacy, so his presidency is not remembered primarily for the failure that it was.